Hi, my name is Alina. I live in Kiev and I love to cook. 2 years ago, cooking Japanese sushi and rolls was my hobby. Today I want to cook my favorite dish at home again and show you interesting process of cooking sushi and rolls.
To begin with, I need to prepare all the necessary ingredients. I bought this 5 kg salmon today to salt it little for the night. The process of cutting fish is very interesting for me and brings a lot of pleasure. Look at this incredible color and texture of salmon. I add half to the nori seaweed to the fish to know what a piece of fish I need to make the Philadelphia roll. I saw that professional chefs use this method, so it will allow to properly and rationally prepare fish. You can use raw fish if you want, but sometimes it's a bit risky, so I add some salt and leave the fish in the fridge for one night. The next day it's time to prepare sushi rice. You need to set aside some time for its cooking. I think this is the most important part of making sushi, so there are certain guidelines to follow. I recommend taking Japanese rice and washing it 2-3 times. Add 1.2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. I always cook rice in a slow cooker for 35 minutes. You can use a rice cooker or a lateral pot, but the last option is a bit more complicated. After cooking, you need to add dressing to the rice. It can be different. I mix sugar and Mitsukan. Shrimp is one of my favorite seafood, so I like to add it to rolls and sushi. It should be straight after cooking, so you need to do it this way. I use this convenient way to clean the shrimp, then I stick a toothpick under the shrimp's shell. Meanwhile, the rice is already cooked. It should be left for 10 minutes, after which you can add the dressing. Stir it for 5 minutes. The rice should be shiny, sticky, but each grain should be separate and elastic. We can return to cooking shrimps. Put them in boiling water, take out after 2 minutes and immediately plunge them into cold water to stop the cooking process. And this is my culinary experiment. It's not an octopus, it's just a tentacles of a large squid. I want to cook it and add it to the roll. As in cooking the octopus, I decided to add salt and massage to soften the tentacles. Then I cook the squid for 5-8 minutes. Fry the tentacles in a pan, add teriyaki sauce, lemon juice, salt, sugar, soy sauce and water. Stew under the lid on a low heat for 2 hours. The last thing to do with the shrimp is to clean the shell and cut it like this, to make it flat.
So tender.
Also, I have a frozen piece of tuna. Before starting cooking, you need to cut all the ingredients. Eel in unagi sauce. I left it in the freezer for 2 hours to make the slicing process easier. Clean pickled mussels. If you can already understand, I will have a great variety of rolls, and I like it incredibly. The cucumber should be cut into thin strips. Also, I like to add mango to rolls. You can use both, unripe with acidity and ripe, juicy and sweet. Also, avocado is a necessary ingredient in my opinion. For convenience, I wrap the bamboo mat in plastic wrap. Also, I put Philadelphia cheese in a pastry bag. It saves a lot of time. Rice will not stick to the mat if you add a little mayonnaise or oil. Also, you cannot use plastic gloves, but you will have to constantly wet your hands with water. I cut the nori into 2 pieces and start.
My favorite part of making sushi.
Spread the rice evenly on the nori, leaving 2 cm from the bottom and adding 2 cm of rice from the top. The first roll I want to make is a classic Philadelphia with cucumber inside and salmon on top. Rice should be placed on the made side of the nori, not on the glossy side. Twist the roll carefully, but tightly. At the end, you need to align its edges. The second recipe is very similar to the previous one, but I add avocado. This version is tastier, I think. The next is classic California roll, very simple but tasty. No cream cheese is added to California, just a little mayonnaise, cucumber, avocado and salmon. I add crispy and delicious red tobiko roll on the top. Many sushi roll recipes are my experiments. I like to add my favorite ingredients and taste the result. For example, this roll with mango and tuna. I will also add the spicy sauce at the end. The next roll is very tender and tasty, probably my favorite. Cream cheese, mango, avocado and shrimp is an incredible combination. Time for a slightly strange but interesting teriyaki squid roll recipe. I also add a green royal with wasabi flavor on top, quite spicy and delicious. Cooking real traditional Japanese sushi is an art that I do not possess, unfortunately, but I'm trying to do something similar. At first glance there is nothing complicated here, a bowl of rice and piece of fish, but in fact it takes a lot of practice to make sushi really tasty. The next very popular roll is eel in unagi sauce. My friends think this roll with mango and spicy salmon is the most delicious. I think it's one of the best too. This time I twist the roll with rice in the middle and separately mix the salmon, mayonnaise, spicy sauce and tobiko. The roll with mussels was also my experiment that I really liked. Sesame must be roasted in a dry pan before use, so it reveals a taste and aroma. On top I add seaweed salad, which we call chuka. It has a nice sweet sea taste, dressed with sesame oil. Time to cut all the sushi rolls into 8 pieces and serve the table. To make the spicy sauce, I simply mix mayonnaise, sriracha and tobiko. So I prepared more than 6 kilograms of rolls, 192 pieces, and I am waiting for my guests.
So it wasn't easy, something like a challenge, but so much satisfaction from the result. Don't worry, my table is completely clean. Which roll would you like to try first? It's a shrimp and mango. This is really tasty.
Thank you for watching, leave a comment and subscribe if you like my videos. Bye!